hanging out with my battle buddy today, and I got to thinking, why do people pay so much money for rope that has an eye in it? Have you ever wondered how they made that rope that had the eye in the end of it? Let's get back to the garage and I'll show you how to do it. Once we're done, you'll see how easy it is. You'll wonder why you ever paid the extra money for the line. Let's go through the construction of the line and we'll jump right into the eye splice. There are 4 parts to the line. There's the line, the strands, the yarns, and the fibers. Alright, okay, let's make an eye splice. As we start making this eye splice, this side will be referred to as our working end, and this other side referred to our standing end. Since we sharpened our knife in the last video, cutting that tape should be no problem. We're going to use red, white, and blue, tape off the bends so that you can follow along. I'm going to unravel a little bit, do a patriotic thing, blue. We'll unravel and they'll stay nice and tight. You go this way, it untwists. You go this way, it twists. So we're going to put our tape on the direction of the twist. So white. All right. All right, we gotta make sure we have enough of our working end to the splice. Since we're gonna be weaving it back onto itself, make sure you pull enough, unravel enough of the strands so that you have enough room. So I think that'll be enough for us to start with. Just for the demonstration purposes, I'm gonna put a little piece of yellow tape around it. Now we need to know how far or how big we want to make our eye. I think that'll work right there. When you start out making your eye splice, we're going to put the red on top. Since it comes across the top and is in the center. So it's going directly on top, just like this. So it's lined up. I'm going to pull my other 2 strands back. And you're just going to open up the delay of the line. You're going to slide that red one in against, in the opposite direction of the lay. Some people, they say over, under, over, under. I go in where I came out. I came out here, so this other one is where I'm going to go in. And that way, I come out. So we got 3 strands, we have 3 openings, 3 slits. We should have a line, a strand coming out of each one when we're done with our first tuck. Now what do we do with this one? It's not going the opposite direction, it's going the same direction. This is what's referred to as a locking tuck. So we got to make it so we come out here, which means we got to go in here. So we'll go all the way across, go in the same direction as the lay. So we'll go through, open up again, and bring it back this way. We get it going back to the opposite direction of the lay. When you're doing these with manila and any other line, they do want to untwist. So as you're doing these tucks, it doesn't hurt to keep twisting it. It'll put a little extra twist in it when you pull it through. That way, it'll keep your eye splice nice and tight. Now this is 1 tuck. For an eye splice to be effective, it has to have a minimum of 3 tucks. So we got to do this 2 more times. As you can see, we're coming out of each space. Now at this point, it doesn't matter which one you start with, because you're going in where you came out. So since flag's red, white, and blue, we'll start with the red. Blue came out here. We're going to go in, which is over, and then under for the over and under people. We'll keep going the same direction. The blue goes in where the red came out. Over, under. And the white is going to go in where the blue came out. Over, under. That's tuck number 2. You see how it comes unlaid, untwisted? Twist that up a little bit, twist that up a little bit, make it nice and tight, snug. As you can see, we're taking our working end and we're working it towards our standing end. Once again, you got one full tuck. Doesn't matter where we start. This time we'll start with blue. We'll go over, under, over, under, over, under. And that's 3. You've just completed your first eye splice. But we're not done yet. All you have is the eye splice. If you needed to use this, you could. But since we're professionals, we're going to whip the end and make it look real nice. All right, here we go again. Do it from a different perspective. We're going to do it from my perspective. Working in, standing in, make our eye, put the red on top. Since the red is on top here, it goes in the center. Our eye is nice and straight. As you see, it's going to go right in here. That's where it lines up with. It's going to go in here, it's going to come out here. We'll go in where we came out. Have a white, make that locking tuck. Go in. It's the only one that goes the same direction. It's on the first tuck. Come over, over, under. There we go. One coming out of each splice. Once again, doesn't matter where we start. We go in where we came out. We go in where we came out. Keep rotating it around. We go in where we came out. 2 tucks. One more. And that's 3. What we'll do next, we'll whip this end. It'll be nice and pretty. We don't have to worry about this, the straggler ends of these. And the whipping will also help keep it from working out over time and pulling out. But the tighter this thing pulls, the more weight you put on it, the tighter it gets, which makes it more effective. Alright, so we've got the splice done. Now we're going to put a whipping on it. Let's look in Chief's old bag of tricks, see if we can't find some cell twine. But if you don't have cell twine, you can buy that at any kind of marine store. Buy it offline, probably Amazon has it. If you don't want to spend the money on cell twine, if I didn't have cell twine, I'd probably use something like wax dental floss. It's got a good tensile strength, and it'll be water resistant and weather resistant. The purpose of the whipping is to keep all the fraying from happening when we cut those threads, those strands off, to make it look nice and neat. And it's going to help hold it all together so it doesn't pull through and work its way out over time. All right, so let's take a look. Black cell twine, a little bit of beeswax. Cell twine already has wax on it, but I just like to put a little extra on it when I'm working with it. Cell twine whipping, we're just going to keep wrapping the cell twine around the line until we get about that much of it done, and then we'll be done. So it'll cover some of it that's been exposed, and some of the part that where it's going through the strands that's threaded into, and that's going to help hold it all together as well. How much do we need? I'm not sure. But it's better to have too much than not enough. Good sharp tool. Now to get your knife that sharp, you look at the previous video I put out, knife sharpening, and how I made that knife jig to keep it nice and razor sharp. Alright, this cell twine is a little old. Put a little beeswax on it. Alright, so how we're going to start this off is, we're going to make a loop. And as we wrap it, we're going to wrap towards the loop, because we'll put our end through here, and this end we're going to pulling it back through itself. When you get to this point, it doesn't matter really which way you work towards. You work towards the working end, or if you go towards the standing end. I'm going to go to the standing end just because it's the way I've been doing it for years. Here goes that loop. I'm going to make sure I got enough so I can grab a hold of it and I can pull it through. So it's going to get really tight. And the loop only needs to be further than what our actual whipping will be. At this point, flip around, overlap it a little bit, stays in one place. Some people may put a clove hitch on it, and then you start your whipping and keep it really tight. You just go right beside it as you go all the way down. Alright, so we started. Hold all that nice together. Where's our little eye? Here's our eye, our loop. Thread through that loop. Keep it nice and tight. Okay, working in, pull it. When you're pulling this, kind of guess because you want it to be right here in the middle, give or take. I can see it moving, so I'm in the middle. Next thing I'm going to do, square knot. I kind of like to do what they do for the surgeons would do with stitches. So I'll do 3 instead of standard square knot. I go left to right. 1, 2. Nice and tight. That pocket razor we have. Cut it not too close, so you don't want to tie. So we still got plenty of cell twine left. Definitely save that for another job. We can definitely do another line with it. All right, so now we want to cut these little tails off. The best way to do that is with a sharp tool. And when doing that, if you take the line and you twist it a little bit, make it tight, it'll make it easier to cut. You cut and don't cut all the way through. Try to cut all the way through the first time, because you don't want to cut your line. So working from both sides. Don't rush. Definitely easy to cut yourself doing this part. And you don't want to cut yourself twine. Tape off. Roll. There we go. Leave your first eye splice. Follow along, and your eye splice looks like this. You did it right. You did a great job. Eye splice. Stronger than a dragon bowline, better than a flying bowline, lasts longer than a lot of knots, and way better than a hope-a knot. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you, and keep coming back.